Hey, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I went back to basics. No, I just really wanted to do like a neutral, sparkly, smoky eye. I'm still loving colour, so don't worry, you'll still get lots of colourful tutorials. But I just felt like I haven't done or even worn any neutral like smoky eyes lately. They've always had like certain like little pops of colour here and there. Yeah, I just was really in the mood to do a brown smoky eye. I just haven't done one in a while. And I also noticed that when I was going through my palettes, so many of like my newer palettes that I've gotten, like any of the neutral tones are like really warm, which I'm not mad at, but it was like, it took me a while to go through my palettes to find one that's just like more neutral than like warm neutral. So that's why I went and used the Life's a Drag, because these shades here, they're more like neutral browns. They're not too warm, they're not too cool, they're just like middle of the road neutrals, you know? But I feel like lately, so many of the palettes that I've gotten are like, have those mustard and yellowy type of tones, which as I said, I love, but it was just really hard to find like neutrals. But anyway, we found some, and this is the look we came up with. If you want to see how I do this look, then please keep watching. As always, going in with my Soft Ochre Paint Pot from MAC to use as my eye base, and then taking the shade Sickening. So I'm just going to use this shade as my transition shade, and I'm just going to blend that nicely into the crease. So just build it up until you get the nice depth of colour that you're looking for. And then into the shade Mug, which is that darker brown. And I'm just going again into the crease. This is more so like focusing into the crease to get more definition in the eye. And then I like to go between my brushes to blend the colours together. I'm going to take some of the shade Cake Face, and I'm going to do this along my brow bone. This helps everything blend. It just kind of helps the transition shade like fade out and just keep everything nice and diffused. I'm going in with my Stila Liquid Glitter eyeshadow. I don't really know what it's called. But anyway, this is the shade Molten Midnight. So I'm going over the lid with this. Now you can just leave this as is. You don't need to put anything on top of it. But I like to use a base like this to really enhance the pigment that I'm going to use on top. So the pigment I'm using is called Antique Gold, and it's from MAC. So you can see it just kind of pops a little bit more. It looks really good just with the Stila, but again, I just like it to pop just a little bit more, so that's why I'm putting the pigment over. So I'm just going to moisturise my skin. I'm going to take my Ole Henriksen Sheer Perfecting Moisturiser. And I'm taking a bit of my Marc Jacobs primer. For my foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. Not sure what colour I am, because I just have some like instant self tanner on my body because I need to redo my tan. I'm going to try, this is the shade 120, which I might be a bit light for this. I have the shade 128 as well. I know this is going to be too dark, but I'm just going to mix a little bit with it. Oh, it might not be too dark actually. It's actually not that much darker. Let's try this one. My concealer is going to be light anyway, so if it is a bit dark, it's okay. Okay, this is good now. To conceal, I'm using my Born This Way concealer. This is the shade Almond. This honestly is so good though. Definitely a contender for Shape for sure. This sponge that I'm using is from Morphe, in case you're wondering. I'm going to take my Hourglass powder. So I'm just going to set my concealer with this. So I'm going to bronze my skin now. I'm going to use the Annabelle bronzer. This is the shade Sunkissed. It's actually falling apart on me, but it's so good. So I'm just using this just to like bronze the skin and just kind of slightly contour with it as well. I'm going to use a different product to actually contour my cheekbones, but I just like to use a bronzer first just to add the warmth and bronziness. And to contour, I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is the shade Tantastic, so it's just a little bit of a cooler tone, which is perfect for contour. So just taking a little bit on the tip of my brush then, and going right underneath the cheekbone, just to give it a little bit more like a hollow. See there, it just gives you that bit more of a cheekbone. So I'm just taking my black pencil from Marc Jacobs. This is the shade Blacker. And I'm just going to go right into, under my eye, like into my lash line. Doesn't have to be neat because I'm taking a small shader brush and I'm going to blend this out. And I'm going to go into the lash line now as well. So going back into the shade Sickening, I'm going to start to blend this out. Taking my Marc Jacobs mascara now just to do my lashes. I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Beat, and I'm going to use this shade then just to highlight the inner corners of the eyes. Hopefully this colour works okay. Yeah, it does. Sometimes colours look one way in the pan and then a completely different way when it's on. I'm just putting on a pair of Lily lashes. These are the style Ella. Literally being worn to death. I think this is probably like the 50th time I've worn these. Let's just wear them one more time because I'm too lazy to cut and shape another pair of lashes. It's always easier to wear ones that you've already worn because they just like fit straight onto your eye. I'm going to take a little bit of Warm Soul blush from MAC just for a little, as usual, a little soft colour on the cheeks. I feel like you're either a blush person or you're not, and I'm just not. I just kind of hate how it looks. I like the bronziness and like the little bit of colour on the cheeks, but I just hate pink blush so much, like so much that I can't even express how much I hate pink blush. It's gross in every way possible. Looks really pretty on some people, but pink blush on me, I can't. I'm gonna take my NARS Fort de France highlight. I only ever used this once and really liked it, so let's use it again. Yes, it's actually really pretty. It's like, what I like about it is that it's like, obviously as you can see, it is quite noticeable, but it's also kind of subtle. Like for me, like I usually wear Ofra Rodeo Drive, which I love, but it's very intense. Like it's a highlight, you know, it's there. Whereas this is like, it's here, but it's hard to describe because right now you're probably looking saying, yeah, bitch, like your highlight is in space right now. But for me, when I put it on, it just seems a little bit more of a toned down version with still being intense. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but in my head it does. Okay, I'm gonna just line my lips with Whirl. And the lipstick I'm using is one from Tarte that I recently got. They're very, very soft and subtle and sheer, but I really like it. This one is called Bare Bud. So see, it just has that really nice, soft, natural finish to it. And I'm gonna try this new gloss from Bite. It is the shade Flat White, so it's just this like really neutral toned gloss. Oh yeah, they're like sheer-ish. This colour looks really, really, really good actually. Ooh, yes. It's such a lightweight gloss. Ooh. There will be no Garfields today because he is here beside me fast asleep and I don't want to wake him because he was about 5,000 miles an hour earlier on, like for hours. He was just crazy. Sometimes he just gets really crazy and He just like runs around the place and he's just wild. So he's gonna stay asleep for as long as possible. So this is the final look. Me likey. I hope you likey. But I'll be back with more colourful looks, so don't fret. The colourful looks are still coming. And thanks so much for your suggestions in my last video, because I know I asked you to give me some suggestions for future videos. So thank you for all your suggestions. But anyway, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having the best Sunday ever, and I'll see you in the next one.